ladies and gentlemen, to the weekly beer show. Hey, that's right, baby. Buffalo Bills kicked some ass yesterday. And we're going to go ahead and talk about it, but I wanted to go ahead and welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for being here. As you take a look around, things may look a little bit different on my end because we are in the new studio bar. Yeah, woo-hoo. All right, we're not completely finished, but let me know what you think. What's your first look? How does it look on your end? We are here. We are set to go. Who's with us? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to see who is joining us here today. And it's going to be a fun-packed show. I am so excited about today's show. If you're new to the show, let me tell you a little bit about what we do here. We go ahead and we review beers. It's quite simple. We go ahead and we talk about them in our honest opinion. None of us are cicerones. None of us are brewmasters. We're just regular people that go ahead and review beer and tell you what you think. We also have some fun segments like what would you rather? I'm going to put you into some positions where you might have to answer something that you might regret or not want to do. I'm just kidding. We're also going to close out the show with a little, what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening? This is a fun part of the segment where we go ahead and we talk about, maybe we can bounce some ideas off other people and inspire people to watch something or to read something that they're normally not watching. And we're going to wrap things up in a bow and put on the end of the show with a quote of the show. So it's a fun show. We got a great time going. We've got some amazing beers. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. If you're a recurring member and an audience member that watches it all the time, yes, Frank, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is the new set. As you can see, a little bit different than the last one. I built a bar here at the house, so it's still unfinished to a point. We're going to go ahead and add some more stuff to it, but thanks a lot for those of you that are returning. You know what we do here on the show, and we are so thankful for going ahead and having you here to watch us. When I keep saying we, you know what time it is. It's time to go ahead and bring in the co-host of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Nate Brewmaster. Hey, what's up, Nate?
Oh, football Sunday. What do we got? 10 a.m. The Eagles versus Tom Brady.
Ooh, terrible Tom. Yeah, man, I am. I got to salute you right away. Hats off to you, my friends. We would not be doing this, and we will not be doing this if the Bills play at this time next week. The reason that we're able to do this is because Nate basically went ahead and said, hey, great, Nate, fantastic to be here on a 3-birthday weekend.
3-day weekend.
A what?
3-day weekend.
Oh, is it a 3-day weekend?
Martin Luther King Day tomorrow.
Wait. Do we have work tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a lot of people that have a 3-day weekend. We are not some of those people.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Damn, I didn't know that. But hey, it's great to have you here, Nate. Thank you so much for sacrificing your playoff time. Once again, playoffs.
Who do you think wins today, Tampa Bay or Philadelphia?
Who do I think? Tampa Bay. Who do
Score.
I want? What's the score? I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was last time, but it's going to be 27-13, and one of those Tampa Bay touchdowns is going to come in garbage time. Yeah, the thing is, Tampa's pretty good at stopping the run. Sorry, him at Deberton. It's all good, Frank. You played your cards. Hey, Rocco. Oh, God. What a friggin' route. All right. Nate Alsford. Byro calling back Alsford. Good job, Buffalo. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, guys, what do you think of the new set? I mean,
it's great.
Yeah, we're here and we're in the bar. We're having a good time. We got a lot of goodies to get to. I'll show you throughout the show. I got tchotchkes everywhere. We're going to continue building up this bar, adding things. It's going to look like a cave of just wonders. If you know me and you know how I am, I got a lot of shit going on in my mind all the time. And so this is a good representation. But a lot of this stuff you've seen, Nate, we've done on show and tell.
Well, yeah, not only show and tell. I feel like I've seen a lot of these things for many times. So I'd like to call out one up there in the top right, Mr. Fruity Pebbles. What's going on there?
Over here, that right there was part of Cereal Madness 3. All right. If you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and throw it up there right now. You can check it out. I love Fruity Pebbles. Thank you, Barrow. Good to see you here, man. I love Fruity Pebbles, and well, I thought it would be fun to add some things that I actually did in videos of Food Friday, so that's there. Yeah, just you'll see some stuff popping around. Is that a Moroccan bottle opener above the this right here is a Moroccan shift knife. Okay, a little dagger. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Oh, well, it fell down. Okay, this is a little Moroccan knife. Okay, now I will say this, Nate. As long as we're talking about the bar, you're going to see some things possibly fall off. I did my best adding to what I could here, but you may see some things falling down. I've tried to construct it as best I could, but yes, the bottle opener is right there. CJ, what's up, man? All right, good to have you here. Nate, what's going on over there in Vegas? How is everything?
Everything's good. Geared up for playoff football. Super excited about the Bills win last night. Watched that game. Old nemesis, 20 years you couldn't beat the New England Patriots, and you smashed them 47-10 or whatever it was.
It was the equivalent of it's pretty close to a perfect game. It was like a no-hitter because we missed the 2 extra points, but no punts, no turnovers. And there was another stat that was pretty close. But yeah, it was just a drubbing. And
all right, so I have to ask you a question, right? Okay. So obviously it took you a long time to get past the New England Patriots. Does it seem less of a big deal because you didn't go through Tom Brady?
Yeah, a little bit. If it was Brady and he was at home with Belichick, go Bills! Yes, all right, Bills Mafia off the chain. Yeah, I saw some pictures of my friends were showing me pictures of downtown yesterday, videos and stuff. People were circling around the square. So, but yeah, it does. Look, I'm just happy the Bills won and we're moving on. Let's celebrate for a little bit today and let's get back to work tomorrow. Brady would have been awesome, but maybe we'll see him in the Super Bowl, which will be even better. So, yes, that is a good question.
Kansas City or Pittsburgh? Who do you want?
Pittsburgh.
There you go.
I want Drew the Tick in the house. What up, Drew the Tick?
What's up, Drew?
All right. Well, Nate, we're going to probably have some slide-ins from here and there about the Bills, the football, and we'll try to get you out of here a little bit faster so you can get to your game by halftime. Now, let's get to the meat of the show. Let's get into the beer, baby. Let's get into the beer. And today is one of, I don't know, because right before the show, me and Nate got to talking, and there was some speculation. There is a beer out there that I absolutely Rick. KC, boo, love Rick, hate KC. There is a beer out there that I absolutely love when I see it in a bar. Darius, here quick, can you give us an update on the Medea movie? Look,
Frank's a ball buster, dude.
Frank, I have no idea where that came from, but like I said, the next time Nate and I are together, we're gonna do a regular video of a reaction video of Madeira. Madeira, am I saying it right? Medea. Apparently, reaction videos are really popular, especially around the young kids. But it would be really funny if we do reaction videos from movies like that because we have no idea what they are. But we'll be sure to give you an update once that happens this spring. But like I was saying, Nate, there is this beer, and we've had it before. I don't know where we had it. Was it down at the beach somewhere or something? Yes, it was down at Venice Beach. We popped into a bar and we had it. But then I had it a second time at a bar called Woodbridge or something. It's down by the Griffith Observatory. It's really well known for their craft hamburgers. Everything's craft, Nate. What do you think of that?
Love it.
Yeah, I think craft is just basically somebody made it with their hands.
Right. Exactly.
craft soap and craft pretzels. You know what I mean?
So in other words, you're just giving me something that's not that great. Thanks.
No, it's good because it's made with your hands and you put your heart into it. It's crafted. Okay. Well, nevertheless, I had it again there, and I probably could have drank 6 of them if I didn't have to drive home. It's just really good. But Nate brought to my attention that I may have been talking about the wrong beer. Okay. We're going to find out. I'll know immediately once I drink this beer. I'm talking about today's. What's up, Steve? Yeah, my little brother's on the house. Today's beer comes from Mother Earth, and it is called California Creamen. Okay, Check it out, guys. There it is, Nate. Give them a good look at it. This beer, what's the alcohol percentage, Nate?
5.3, I think.
Okay, so not a super
5.0.
5.0. Not a super strong beer, but the thing is, it's a vanilla flavor. And the beer that I may have got mixed up with this was the California Creamen Creamsicle. Thank you, Nate, for popping that up there. As you can see, California Creamen, they make these really nice creamy ales, and they're a lot different than your Jenny cream ale.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I think the Creamsicle is the one because it's the orange vanilla cream.
Yep. It reminds us of those popsicles we used to eat as a kid when you went to the neighborhood pool.
Oh man, yeah, they had 4 types. Oh, craft artisan, most words in everything. I agree, Mike. They had 4 popsicles. You had the original Creamsicle, which was the orange, maybe not for me. Then you had a fudgesicle.
Yeah.
And then you had the strawberry one with the doodad cookies on it, and the chocolate with the doodad cookies, right? But anyway, Nate, let's go ahead. I got this chalkboard here, but the chalkboard, we're not going to be able to. I forgot the chalk, so we'll go ahead and I'll let people know what we're drinking each time, and that is the California Creamen. Nate, check this out.
Yo.
One of my favorite movies, if not my absolute favorite movie, is Return of the Jedi. I love it when Luke goes to try to get Han Solo unfrozen from carbonite, and he's talking to Jabba, and he's trying to use his Jedi mind tricks.
Yep.
And Jabba's got him over the Sarlacc pit. Okay.
Yep.
And then he opens the trap door, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Thanks to Martin Morganson, we're going to go ahead and drink out of the Buffalo Bills flute, and we got to get this. The new set has a trap door just like Jabba's palace.
Woo!
Baby. Check it out. And we're going to reach inside here. You got to be really careful you don't break these things because they're really thin. This show makes me want to drink. It's a good thing. All right. And look at
that.
Ooh, baby. And then the trap door closes. Okay. This is the glass that Martin gave me, the Buffalo Bills Flume. I love this glass. We're going to use it for special occasions, but I actually really love this setup because I love trap doors and things like that. So here we go, Nate. You ready?
Absolutely.
Let's go and crack this sucker open. Frank says he doesn't really care for the vanilla. I like vanilla beers. I think they're delicious.
Yeah, for me, I'm not a huge vanilla fan either for beer. There's something about it. There's like a similarity to drinking a rum and Coke that I don't like.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point. All right, Nate, my first waft, I'm getting that weird banana peel smell, but not very strong.
Yep.
I'm guessing this is going to be light. So let's go ahead and pour it and see what happens. Yeah,
there's definitely a lot of vanilla on the nose. No doubt about it. Really light in color.
I'm getting not too light. I'm getting kind of a golden color. Oh, man, this glass is beautiful, dude. This is a beautiful glass, Nate.
There you go. This is what I'm looking at right here. It's got a little bit of amber kind of look there.
Now, this is the thing I haven't really mastered yet, so stay tuned with me. Freak, what up? Okay, take a look at it. Yeah, it does have a little bit of amberness. Need to do a sour beer soon.
Agreed.
We'll do them next week. I want to try to get that gummy worms. Soapy taste of hams. All right, so smelling it. Greetings, Calvin. Welcome. All right, Nate. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, dude. I expect very sweet on the front here. light and sweet.
Oh man,
Man, you know what?
that is it.
Is
That's
it?
it. That's it.
I
That
taste
is
a
it,
hard. I taste
man.
hard seltzer.
Oh, that is good, dude. This is it. California Creamen, baby. California Creamen, Nate. I mean, my first sip is gorgeous. I take a sip of that thing, and it's like hopping into a vanilla bean latte. You just get that nice light flavor of vanilla. It's really crisp. There's not a lot of complexity going on there. The aftertaste is very beery, if you will. It kind of swings back to a Pilsner. So I mean, this beer is probably my favorite one of the craft or artisan beers. It's just really phenomenal. And yeah, mate, what about your first sip?
So it's very light. It's effervescent. There's a decent amount of carbonation there. It's vanilla forward. That's the kind of the first thing that I get. But to me, the mouthfeel is kind of it's so light. It almost tastes like maybe this is what they were trying to do. It tastes like a cream soda. So it doesn't
Yes.
have the body that you would expect from a beer. It doesn't have the chew that you might want. So this one, it's not really for me.
Oh, dude.
I like something that's got a little bit more girth to it, I guess is probably the best way to say it. This one just doesn't do it for me. But that was after 2 sips. Maybe after I get about halfway down, maybe I change my mind.
Yours looks really orange, and I think you hit it right on the head right there. Yeah, it's about the same as mine. I think you hit the nail right on the head when you said it looks like they were going for a cream soda. I mean, this thing looks like you're drinking or tastes like you're drinking a Verner's or a Float or an A&W, and I love that. Can this beer score as many points as the Bills yesterday? Well, I forget. Yo, Dan the man, Carlos Z. What up? What's up? Wonders Turtle. Welcome. Guys, I love to see all the regulars here. Please go ahead and enjoy Aqua Nuts. What do you guys think of the new set? A couple of things I want to show you real quick on the set. This is what we're drinking. Nate, give them a look. California Creamen. It is one of my favorite, if not the favorite, craft beer. Back behind me, you're going to see these 2 little shelves right here. And what we're going to do is I haven't figured it out here, but I'm going to put like the top suggested IPAs and stouts and porters and all the different variation of beers that we go ahead and we do on this show. And then I might go back and I might do something where we have our top scores right here down below. But these little shelves right here will have significance in the upcoming weeks. And you'll see like an IPA label, a stout, a porter, a dunkel, a pilsner, a lager. And those ones will be my projected ones if I was to suggest something. Because, Nate, how many times since you've been doing this show for 8 months now, how many times now you're the beer guy and people are coming to you and talking to you about beer? Hey, Nate, what's the best beer I should try? Hey, Nate, what do you think of this? Hey,
Well,
Nate.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it comes down to trying a lot. There's so much out there, right? If you walk into your any good liquor / beer store and you go into the beer section nowadays, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't know what you're looking for, it can be really overwhelming for a lot of people. So it's interesting when I get asked these questions because now as we kind of dive in more to the obscure, the recommendations are quite interesting. I think it's fun to see how people react to those and try something new.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you, guys. You're right, Nate. That's there's so much out there, and for us, we like to go ahead and refer beers to people. And so that's what this rack will do, getting some serious production. Thank you so much, Wonder Strudel, Tenacious Freak, everyone that's complimenting the set. I do want to point out something about Tenacious Freak and Aquanuts is this little area over here. Okay, this is going to be the glassware area. So I'm going to hang up those big old jugs you sent me from Fredericksburg. I'm just, as you can see, I'm just putting it together. There's some cool things in here that we've done on show and tell if you're just hopping on, but appreciate it. Thanks for enjoying the sets. And Nate, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, just off the top of your head, Nate, if I was to tell you I don't know about beers, but I come up to you and I say, hey, Nate, I want to try a stout, but I don't know which one to get. Which one would you tell me?
Old Rasputin.
Old Rasputin.
Yeah, because you would want, if someone doesn't know anything about stouts and they want to kind of try to start figuring it out, you're not going to want to go with a pastry stout. You're not going to want to go with a chocolate Neapolitan or a cannoli stout. You want them to understand what the stout is supposed to be from its purest form, and that's a Russian Imperial. So it's going to be a little bit heavier in ABV, but it's just a classic stout. It's pulling coffee and chocolate flavor from the barley. So you want them to start there to get an understanding of what it is, and then you have the variations that come off of it. So I would go something classic that's been around for a while, that has a good reputation, that's easily accessible, and is kind of a baseline.
Interesting. I would tell people Speedway. Let's take them off.
Sure. I mean, and those the Speedways are going to be, you're getting Madagascar vanilla, you're getting Vietnamese coffee. There's all sorts of different stuff that's going into those. Coconut flavors in one of them. So yeah, that's when you start to diversify. But if I was just talking to a beginner, much like myself 6 months ago, then I would start with the old Rasputin.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good to know. And Murph Rogers hands. All right. Well, one of the things I do want to talk about, Nate, is the videos that are coming out this year. Yeah, I'm going to be traveling to more breweries. I'm going to be doing more travel specific to breweries where I can go ahead and piggyback travel, beer, and food. Okay, so you look for those to come starting in April. But also, we're going to be throwing in some fun stuff for beer drinkers on this channel where we go ahead. Hey, Bubba! Yes, go Buffalo! Hey! We're going to be throwing in some fun stuff for beer drinkers where Nate and I are going to get together and we're going to do top 10 lists. Okay, top 10 IPAs or top 10 stouts, top 10 porters, the best of stuff. We got a really fun thing coming up in March. Look for this video. Nate, are you excited?
March Madness?
March Madness. Okay, tell them what March Madness really is, and then I'll tell them what we're doing for the video.
So the majority of you that are outside of the country, college basketball is a huge deal here in the United States. As a matter of fact, if you were to watch an NBA game or a professional basketball game, you might confuse that with a college basketball game in the States. And they have a tournament. They take the tops. I don't know. It used to be 64 teams. I don't know if they've upped that. I think it's 68 now. 68 teams across the country, and they go into brackets, and it's a tournament to see who becomes the college basketball champion. I think overall it takes about 2.5, 3 weeks, but they call it March Madness. It starts the first week of March. Vegas gets packed. People are gambling, get super excited. Everybody does a bracket. There's a scoring system. A lot of offices do it, and they see who can pick the winner and get different points. So it's a really big deal in American sports culture.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Buenos Dias. Yes, welcome, Marissa. Welcome. What do you think of the new set? You're a regular. One of the cool things about March Madness is sometimes you got teams that, there's 117. Well, brace yourself for that snowstorm. There's 117 major Division I basketball teams, right? So it's a lot. And there's a lot of them that are, you never even hear of. I can't think of them off the
Valparaiso.
What's another one that did really? Appalachian State, like things like that.
Gonzaga, even.
Well, Gonzaga is now a powerhouse. So.
Right, they are, but most people outside of the States have no idea what Gonzaga is.
Yeah, but now they're pretty much a basketball powerhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing.
Villanova.
So what we're going to do for this video is we're going to go ahead and do our own little March Madness where we do like a tournament of beers. So it's going to be whether it's a Pilsner, a Lager, a Stout, whatever it is, it's going to be matched up in brackets, and we're working through how to do it right now. And Nate and I are going to go ahead and judge them blindly. Okay, we're going to call on maybe Cindy, Brendan, his brother, and they're going to bring us in these beers, and we're just going to take sips, and we're going to kind of give it a quick score to see who goes up against each other, like a compacted score or just a taste score. So look forward to that video. Still going to be doing a lot of food videos. I cannot wait. I find myself 2 weeks into this new year, and I don't know what the fuck to do with myself because I'm just like itching to get out there and start creating again. But I know that taking this time to kind of analyze the channel and learn the analytics and how to get better. Thank you, Maris. Appreciate it. It's going to be better in the long run. So that's what's looking forward to coming. That sounded gross.
I'm super excited about that, by the way.
Yeah, me too, Nate. I mean, just like
to do something a little bit different and get creative with it and to find a different way to kind of showcase a lot of beers at one time. I don't know. We got to figure out what that looks like, but I'm super pumped about it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do that one next month. I'll probably either be in Vegas or you'll come here or whatever. We'll figure it out. But also look for every, I'd say 2 to 3 months, a top 10 or a top 5. Okay. And we might do, I have some ideas. Let me know what you think. If this would be kind of cool, if I throw in my acting and kind of do some things like I was the guy that shows up to a bar and Nate is there and Dan's there. And I'm like, hey, what do you suggest? You have a beer show, you know what I mean? Like, and then we go into this thing and we're like, well, our top 5 would be this. You know, we're gonna kind of do it like that. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, if you guys see any or anything you would like us to talk about, top 5, top 10, top 3, it doesn't matter. Shoot us comments, let us know, and we can try and work it into the show.
Yeah, Nate, that's we love stuff like that. Like I know Frank is clamoring. He just can't wait to see hams again. Okay. Now I've reviewed hams before, and it was in Vegas with Nate's brother Brendan, and it was a shit show afterwards. But we'll do it again. But if you ever have a beer to review, please let me know if I can find it. If you'd be kind enough to send us something, I can always reimburse you through Venmo or whatever. But there's just certain regions of the world. Nate would be a barkeep in that routine.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I have a friend that's actually sending us a unique beer from Vermont. I'm not going to say what that beer is, but it's quite popular. And you just listen, there's stuff that we can't get our hands on and that, might be causing a stir in the beer world. If you guys know of that, let us know. We're more than happy to reimburse you, pay you back. But just to keep quality content here, let us know what kind of beers are in your region if we can get our hands on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Please, we're not asking you to go ahead and do anything crazy, Francis, or bourbon with shots. We might be able to do something like that. Like, we venture off into that. But yeah, merchandise is coming. So stay tuned for the merchandise. I'm working on some T-shirts, some hoodies. Aquanauts complain that Danny is too far away from the camera.
Wow. An early shot.
Okay. Well, how's this? Am I better now? Well, the thing is, Aquanauts, and I want to address this is because we talked about this before. Nate and I, I feel like I am too far away, and it's just going to take a little bit of adjusting because I was so close to the camera before. So I'm definitely going to zoom in a little bit more. You're going to see me a little bit closer, but hopefully you guys can deal with it. But hopefully it isn't that big of a problem. But yeah, I feel like I'm a little too far away from the camera because for the last 2 years I've been this close to the camera.
Yeah, I mean, so you for the longest time you were even closer than I am right now. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Like, there's no difference. You look the same. You look good, but everybody's used to seeing your face.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you saw before. This is literally how close I was. Hey everybody, how's it going? Travel Man Dan here. And I possibly could do it like this, but this actually isn't that bad like this. But I like the aesthetic where I'm a little further away, and I'm very comfortable with this. But yes, thanks for bringing that out. If Nate was smaller, it looks like you have a nice setup now, Danny. Thank you, Bubba. Give me a thumbs up if you guys are liking the new set. Somewhere in the middle, that's what I'm thinking. Aquanauts, like bringing it in just a little bit.
Just the focus, yeah.
Let me know what you guys think because it's look, my ego is not big and where I can't entertain suggestions. I like to hear where you guys are at. I want to look good for. What are you fucking smirking at? Huh?
Well, you tried to sneak that one past me there.
No, I just want to know what you guys think. That keeps the whole bar in. See, Frank,
yeah, because there's the bar itself is impactful. You don't want to take any of that away,
right?
But people want to see more of. They kind of want to see your faces same size as mine.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna come in just a little bit. You might get some
on the table.
Sit on the table. I'm probably gonna come in where you're gonna cut a little bit of this out, and maybe you'll get like 2 more inches of me. But why is the burrito gone, Nate?
I know. Everybody keeps talking to me about this. I understand people like the throw burrito. I might have to bring it back.
I think you might. Well,
if the people want it, then I'll bring it back.
Yeah, that's the background lighting is awesome. Thank you, Marissa. Yes, the bar is great. I'm glad you guys like it. Now, what about that shirt? One thing about the bar is red is not the only color. I got 13 other colors, so not bad. At least the volume is decent. Thank you so much, Calvin. Calvin, what do you think of the bar? You think I'm too far away? You think I'm just right? Like, I need to get you guys' opinions because it matters to me to fix it. The camera is perfect distance from the bar, but you are a little small. Perfect. All right, yeah.
Yeah, you just might have to come in a little bit. That's probably, or maybe, yeah. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll probably move in a little bit. Or we'll figure it out. You match with the shirt. That's why I went with this color. But let's move on. Thanks again, guys, for giving me the feedback. I really appreciate that. It's definitely, would you say, better than the other bar? I would say it is. I think
dude, no doubt about it.
I think it's a step up. This is what we're drinking, guys. It is called California Creaming. It is a vanilla kind of cream ale. It is fantastic. I'm absolutely loving this beer. It's one of my favorites, if not the favorite beer. Bro, don't even give me that face. What is that thing, dude? What is this? What the hell is that, dude? That is a sad sack face. This beer is fantastic. I'm loving it. All right. Well, moving on. Since we got through a lot of other things, Mr. Sad Sack Face over there seems to think he knows what's going on with beer. And that's what I want to get to it. It is going to be our new segment, guys. New segment time. New segment time. Who? I said new segment time. New segment time. Wow. Who? All right. This new segment time, the bar is great, and it's not 2D.
Hey, good catch there. You're right. It's not 2D. That's a huge deal. It looks great.
Yeah. I mean, especially when it's on a full thing like this, I don't look as far away. Vanilla is interesting. Bubba, it is so good. It is so good, Bubba. I got to get into a trade with you. Shoot me your address. I'm going to send you some. And, definitely would like to send you this one if you can't get it. But
Bubba, thank you. I got 3 beers in the mail.
3 beers from the Bubba man. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. Right on time. And I drank them all already, so it's all good.
No, you didn't. So Bubba, I had sent Nate some beers, the ones he gave me from Valcourt Brewing, from another beer. And we're going to go ahead and bring his buddy on. So look for guests are coming back. Okay.
Yep.
One of the things about this show is we have to kind of find the sweet spot where we bring guests in so that it makes sense. So we're not out here just rambling for 2 hours. We want to be able to be very specific, bring beer people on, entertainment people, just people that are interesting that would like the show. And so that's coming back in February. And Bubba's a friend who is a brewer at Valcourt Brewing is going to be here, and we're going to be trying his beer. But the new segment that I was talking about is called Nate Teaches Us or something like that. I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. Nate, teach us a little bit about what you're doing. You're doing something new and creative, and I love it. And let us know what's going on over there.
Yeah, so basically, we're trying to provide value, talk a little bit about beer, maybe the origins of beer. So you might see me tackle, what exactly is beer? What is a hop? What are the ingredients? But one of the first steps I wanted to take, which I thought was really important, was actually to brew it myself. So
Yeah.
what I did was, and I got some pictures to share here with everybody, but I went online and I figured I would try to create my own beer. So I went shopping for it. I went online and found a couple of options that I thought were good ones. I watched a few YouTube videos on it, and I came up with actually this brewer right here, which is called Northern Brewer. It is a
Okay.
homebrew supply company. You can find this on Amazon. You can go directly to their website. We'll show a little bit from their website here in a little bit. But this thing's pretty great. It costs $110. It yields 5 gallons of beer. So that there alone is about 2.5 cases. So you need some supply. If you're ever going to do this, you get this box, you get a couple of 6.5 gallon tubs. Let me show you what the stuff looks like. So this is what the kit looks like right here. So you can
Wow.
see I got a box there. Inside that box is where they have all of the ingredients for the beer. So there's really only 4 ingredients that go into making a beer. Water, which is incredibly important. If your tap water is safe, you can use your tap water. All right.
See.
Barley and grain is the other part. So it can be barley, malt, basically a grain element. Then you have hops, right, which is going to give you that bitterness. It's going to give you the floral kind of element to it. That's really where you get the change. It's one of the areas where you get the change in beers of complexity. And then the last part is yeast. That's it. That's all you need to make beer.
That's
Inside
it.
that box, you have all of those things.
So how do they get all these crazy flavors and stuff?
I mean that's probably a conversation for another time, but the basic foundation of that is it changes with the grains. So the grains that I use in particular for this beer, here you can see right here, that's malt Pilsen malt extract. So I skip the process of mashing and I get this extract that I can use, but that's malt right there.
Why
So
is it in water like that?
I put that in there because it's a really thick syrup. And so I put it in warm water and let it kind of loosen up. So when I dump it into the wort, into the brew, it just comes out a lot easier. It's a tip that I learned.
You like it loose?
So right here, this is really the beginning of the process. You got your water, you got it on the stove, you got a 5 gallon pot here. And inside that cheesecloth, that's all of your grains. You put it in there for 20 minutes.
Huh.
And after 10 minutes, this is what it looks like. You can see the color. Look at the change. It's now amber. This is going to be an IPA that I'm making using Chinook hops. So it's going to be very pine forward. It's going to be a basic IPA. It's not an imperial. It's not a double. It's not a triple. So the alcohol volume is going to be somewhere within about 5.5 to 7%, somewhere in that range.
Which is fine, right? I mean, because you don't want to I feel like something that you're brewing that you want to make a triple bock with, it probably takes a little more expertise, right?
I don't know if it takes more expertise. It just takes a matter of understanding. You follow a recipe, right? So this really kind of reminds me of baking.
Huh.
You need to get the ingredients right. You need to get the biggest thing in this brew process is cleanliness. You have to use the no rinse cleanser. You cannot let any bacteria in there. The fermentation process is very finicky. So that's the hardest part. Overall, this whole process took me 3 hours, right? Took me 3 hours. Here's another step after we actually have this has been sitting in steeping in the water for 20 minutes. You pull that out. You want to let that completely drain. This right here is the malt extract that you put in there. So how you layer your beer, it's really about the malt / grain / barley, whatever those things are. And that's where you're getting your color. That's where you're getting your complexity. So if you want a stout, for instance, you would get a chocolate or a dark barley, which would give you the color. This one in particular is more subtle. It's more medium. It's going to be more amber.
So you put that whole bag in there to make it?
Yep. You put that after you steep the grain, you pull it off the heat, you dump in that big syrup, and then you dump in the powder. You keep mixing it up, and you put it back onto the stovetop to bring it to a boil. And at this point, you don't add any hops.
If you didn't put all that in there, what would happen? Would it be a different flavor?
Yeah, it wouldn't be beer. You just have basically grain tea. You'd have barley tea. Remember the barley tea that we used to drink in China?
Yeah.
That's what you'd have. You're basically a big tea bag that you're dipping in there.
Huh. Okay. So, but what if you put half the bag in?
Then you're going to start playing with the depth of the beer, right? So it calls for a certain amount of ingredients. How you impact the ABV, how you impact the palate, how you impact the body, all that stuff matters on how much you're putting into that 2.5 gallons of water, because as you dilute that and you get through the process, you're going to bottle that. The amount of material you put in is going to depend on what your ABV is and what your flavor is going to be. So when you start screwing with that, you can throw off your beer.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot like baking, right? Like, the basis of it, what you have to do, but you have to follow those specific steps or else you could really screw it up.
You won't have beer, right? You need to get those ingredients right. So one of the main ingredients here, do you know what this is, Danny?
Yeah, that looks like horse pellets.
Exactly. So these are hops, right? So this is where you're going to get your bitterness. This is where you're going to get your juiciness. In, for instance, a New England IPA versus a West Coast IPA, which is going to be put towards the beginning of the boil process. It's very important when you add this ingredient to the brew, to the boil. The earlier in the process that you add it, the longer the hops brews, the more bitter the flavor you're going to get. The later in the process, the less it boils, the more fresh, more juicy elements you're going to get from it.
Huh. Interesting.
And this is what they look like up close. So I recommend, if you're going to go through this process to really understand beer, and that's one thing that I took from this whole process, I kind of now get it a little bit. I know what they're doing. I don't know all of it. I'm not an expert, but I have a pretty good idea. And I would open this bag up of hops, kind of rub it in your hands, give it a good smell, and I would eat it. So I ate that. This particular hop is a Chinook hop, which means it's going to be very, very pine forward with a little bit of a spice element to it.
Eat it or not. He did it. All right.
Now, once you get towards the end, you got this whole concoction. It's in the bucket, right? You want to pour that off from the pot. You cool it down. You want to get that temperature below 100 degrees. You dump it into your bucket. And then this is when you add the yeast. The yeast is a very important part. That's going to pull they're live active cultures, and that's what's going to pull the alcohol and the alcohol and the fermentation process from the sugars of the grain.
Wow. Do you have a side shot of that, or is it just the over the top one? Oh, it's in the bucket?
Yeah. I didn't get a side shot of this, but this is essentially what it looks like.
Yeah, you couldn't really see it, but wow, that's it. And when you dump the yeast in there, do you stir it up?
No. So you just kind of shake it on top, and you can see where the foam was complete. And as I was shaking the yeast on, it was eating into the foam. Then you just cap it like I did right here. You put in the airlock right there, and this is going to help. So it's making sure that no bacteria get into the actual beer. So inside there, I have the no rinse cleanser. You can put vodka in there if you want, anything that's not going to allow contamination and bacteria. And then after you do that, you put it into a cool, dry place. Temperature needs to be regulated to some point, probably somewhere between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. You put it in there in 7 days. I'll add more hops. In 14 days, it's ready to bottle.
Was that a yoga mat?
It was.
Who does yoga?
Nobody.
Oh,
but they're nice mats.
Yeah. Hey, dude, that is fucking awesome, man. How about a round of applause for Nate? You should measure. It looks good, Nate. Thank you, man. That's you and Nate should measure distance. You all look the same size. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You listen. You could do that. This is a great segment. Thank you, Frank. We're not going to get back into it. Like, I'm showing you the bar. This is what your eye will start to adjust to. And if I did this for 2 years like this, and then I moved real close to the camera, Dave, my brother called the Ray Houses. I'll send you. Oh, that's awesome, man. It doesn't.
My brother's a weirdo. He doesn't actually brew, but he just likes doing stuff like this. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. One thing you'll notice. So when you spend $110, you get this kit. You don't need to buy the kit again. Now you just need to buy ingredients. So if you want to go ahead and you want to make a porter, you buy the correct barley, you buy the correct grains, you buy the correct syrup, you get the hops, whatever you need, and you just apply it to the same brewing process. The brew process, the boil process of creating the wort, W-O-R-T, it's always the same.
Huh. Wow. That's awesome, man. But yeah, dude, loved it, Nate. Absolutely loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found some value on how to go ahead and brew beer or what the process is. And then on the large scale of things, you can see where they go ahead and big breweries do this on a big scale. But Nate, that was friggin' awesome, man. I really enjoyed that segment, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. In 2 weeks, I'll show you the bottles that I create, and yeah, I'll keep you guys engaged in the process and keep updating you. And of course, we will review one of the beers on the show when we get there.
Awesome, man. Please do. Please do. All right. Well, next coming up, Nate, pull that picture of that young man and that lady up. This is good news segment. Guys, I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about good news. And I'm going to read you the story that happened. This is really fascinating. Right there. A Maryland family wants to publicly thank a stranger for going above and beyond. Laura Dengen reached out to Good News Network to tell him all about her hero, Juan, the guy with the hat. Laura's son, Jake, had lost his wallet, which unusually full of quite a bit of Christmas money, college money, and, of course, his school ID, license, debit, and credit card. You know it's a pain in the ass when you lose your wallet. The family looked over and over and couldn't find it anywhere. They retraced Jake's steps, going to the store where he bought a snack the day before. Given the snow on the ground, they had no luck finding the wallet. Then, the next morning, as Jake was getting ready to head back to college, Juan rang the doorbell and the family's home. He had found the wallet and wanted to return it. Laura was beyond thrilled to see that the wallet was completely intact. Not a thing missing. No money, all the cards. She said, "What a great human you are. Juan, you made my son's day and mine more than you'll ever know." And yeah, I mean, take a look. That guy's look. Who knows how much money was in there? I felt like this was a special good news because number one, he works for one of Nate and I's competitors, Brightview Landscaping. Yeah. So he's a hardworking blue collar guy. But it just shows you that there are good people out there. And I think this is a really good, important thing to talk about, Nate. And, sometimes you find a wallet or you find somebody's cell phone or whatever. And, I don't know how much money was in the wallet, but maybe it was a couple $100, maybe, a couple $100. You'd be surprised people, what they do, evil doings they do for $20. Yeah. And this man Juan, Nate, what would you name your beer? I think you should name it First Batch, but he's going to talk about that. How about some suggestions? Sure. How about Juan? Nate, Juan returned the wallet, everything intact, and same thing with the cell phone. A friend of mine had lost her cell phone recently. Yo, have Troen, welcome in the house. My friend had lost her cell phone recently, and the guy called her, and he wanted like $600 to return it, and he basically brought her to the 7-Eleven in like Compton and was going to mug her. It was just a shit show, and it just shows you that, look, there are good people. Good news. Thank you, Juan from Brightview, for returning the wallet, for just showing a bit of humanity to people, and basically, your honor is worth a lot more than a couple $100, and you absolutely proved it.
Yeah, it's a nice story. We don't hear a lot about these stories. Good news out there in the world, so appreciate it, and would like to hear more of this stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. Next time you find somebody's cell phone or wallet, whatever, the thing is it probably isn't going to do much for your life in terms of, you might get some monetary gain, but the fact that you return it to somebody and they remember that is a good feeling, and you're paying it forward. Nate's holding the Habtron. I mean, Nate's holding the California Creamen. We're about to slam this down and score it, but I just wanted to show you the show and tell. Look, the show and tell is this, guys. Earlier, when Nate was talking about the beer, Freak had mentioned, as you can see, the bottle caps. Every bottle cap that you see along here, okay, these are all bottle caps that I went ahead and I reviewed on this show. So you can go back and check those episodes out. But, yeah, this is the bar. I hope you guys like it. The distance, you might have to get used to it. I really like it. We'll probably bring it in about an inch or two. But overall, this is where it's going to stand. Jens, yes. Welcome to the show, Jens. Welcome. Really happy to see you here live. This is the new show. This is the new show and tell. Hope you guys like it. Nate, let's go ahead and whack this down. This is the California Creamen, and we'll go ahead and give it a score. Delicious. Delicious. All right. Going right into the score. I'm not wasting any time. I love the way that it was creamy. I love the vanilla flavor. I love that it was just really smooth, kind of tasted like a cream soda, tasted like a Werner's. I feel like the alcohol content is good. I feel like it's just an overall great beer. 5.0.
I'm going to 2.5.
What?
Yeah, I need a little bit more going on with the beer. Now, I will say this. If this is competing against, more of a macro style lager, and you're just kind of giving a little bit of flavor for something different on a hot summer day, I guess I can buy into it. But it tastes like a hard seltzer to me. That's what it tastes like. Wow. I can't get past it. So 2.5.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, price. Nate, what do we pay for this? $2?
$1.99 a can.
Oh, shit. Okay. I thought it was $2.49. $1.99. Can't beat the price. You're getting a great beer. I think that's right on point. I think that's a special beer. I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 4.5.
I'm going to go 3.0. I think it's a fair price, but it's a beer that I'm not really gaga over. So 3.0, middle of the road.
Wow, bro. Okay, gaga. He said gaga. I want to go gaga.
Gaga.
All right. The design. Look, I don't think it's a great design. I like the color. I don't think something's missing. I think the yellow on the bus, it falls in with the color. Nate, can you give him a closer look at the can?
You got it.
Let's take a look at this. I like the blue. That I like, but you lose sight of something. I don't think it's the best of colors. It's not the greatest design. Okay, it's got a surfboard. It's got a VW bug. Okay, it's kind of based off the 60s style California. It's no longer really like that, but I just don't like the color scheme. There's some kind of weird octopus tribal thing going back on in there. 2.5 on the can.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 3.0. It kind of reminds me of like UCLA Bruins or something. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to ding it because, again, the thing I'm always going to go, especially these smaller brewers, I want to know what they're thinking when it comes to this beer, and I just don't have any of that. It does kind of give me the tasting notes at the bottom here. It says vanilla bean, cool and crisp, smooth finish. But I kind of like, on their website, I thought was really cool. They have a pretty good description on what they're trying to achieve with the beer. So 3.0 for me. Doesn't offend me. It's nothing special.
Yeah, nothing special. I think they could have done a better job, but whatever the case be, that's our score. Accessibility. I don't know how accessible this thing is throughout the United States. Here on the West Coast, you can find it. I'm finding it in bars. I always ask for it, so that's pretty good. But overall, I don't think it's a super accessible beer. Hopefully, they'll do better. But I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit of lower score at a 3.0.
Yeah, I'm going 2.0. We're both here on the West Coast or Southwest. So I think it's going to be easy for us to get. I'm curious if people back in New York, Buffalo, if anybody's on the show right now from that region, if they have the option to get that. So I'm going to go 2.0 because I don't think you can.
Okay. All right. TMD X Factor. Look, I love this beer since the first day I tried it. I would love to go to Oktoberfest. Jens, we might see you there this October. I feel like this beer, every time I see it in the bar, it's my go-to. I got a real, just on taste, right? Okay, it just tastes really good to me. I think that holds a lot of weight. Anytime I get a chance to go and try it, I will. I know a bar down in Hollywood or Los Feliz that has it. I try to specifically get there to just drink that beer and then walk out. So for me, the TMD X Factor is going to be a high score of a 4.5.
I'm going 2.5. I don't like the taste. The design, it's okay, but really it's about the actual beer itself, and it just doesn't do it for me. I did inflate this number because I did drink it with Danny a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed it as a nitro out of the tap. There's something about it being in this can that it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't have any creaminess at all. It's too thin to be a cream for me. So I'm going to go 2.5 on the X Factor.
You've told me that before. Understandable. But I'm not changing my score. The score is in. It's one of our high scores, guys. The only thing that dinged it for me was the accessibility. Guys, I gave the California Creamen Vanilla Cream a score of a 19.5. I don't know if you could see it. That's the distance problem that I got to figure out. But it is a 19.5. 19.5 for this beer. If you get a chance to try it, please do. I recommend it.
Now, for a little bit of sanity, 13.
What the hell, dude? Are you high?
It is. So a lot of people like this beer in this region.
Dude, a 13.
13.
I'm putting my hat on the ground.
A well-deserved 13.
Put them up. Put them up.
The next one, I guarantee you, has a better score. I'm super excited.
Wow, dude. Okay, well, there it is. We're retiring this one. We're pulling this off the chalkboard. We're putting this on the bar. Hey, we got a beer on the bar. I look at Consumer. I think it is at Consumers, but the next beer is going to be a fun beer, and I'm already getting some rave about it. Yes, thank you, Tenacious Freak. He is with me on that. Me and Freak are boys. The hammer, he said. You dropped it on him, dude. All right. This next one I'm really excited about, especially for Europeans, okay? And
our Eastern Bloc Europeans.
And my Polish friends back in Buffalo. You know, I got a lot of boys that are Polish back home. I'm cleaning the glass. I'm getting ready for it. This next one is going to be a fun one because I've tried this. No, I've tried several beers from this country, but I've never tried this one. And I seem to have gotten the cleaning thing stuck in my Bill's glass, so I'm going to own it since I'm here on TV.
TV.
All right.
Here on PBS, check out the Weekly Beer Show.
That's right, buddy. All right, I got it. Okay. Cleaned out the cup. Martin, by the way, thank you very much. Hey. Now, I want to show you guys before we get started. The next beer comes from a bottle. So where is the bottle opener? We're going to go over here, and we're going to get the famous bottle opener.
I like it.
Right off the wall. That's why I love the new set. It's interactive. Now, this next beer comes from, I guess it would be considered the Eastern Bloc. Yeah, the Eastern Bloc of Europe is a fun beer. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to do my best. But you may or may not know this beer. Today's beer comes from, I don't know, brewery because I can't pronounce it. But if I was, it looks like Okazat Natura Polaskia. And it is the Zubr. All right, Zubr Duber.
I think that means Old Natural Poland. I don't know.
Oh, I love that, dude. Okay, that's what we're doing. Nate, give him a close look. That is what we're drinking.
I have the can. He's got the bottle. It's a little bit different, but it's the same beer.
Now, Zubr means what, Nate, in Polish?
It means bison, which is kind of topical considering you're wearing a Bills shirt.
Well, didn't you know that that's the way we worked it out today? Oh, shit.
I'm excited to see what you guys think of this beer. It's brewed in my mother and grandmother's hometown in Poland. That's pretty incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited to try it too. This is going to, I think, I don't know because it was hard to find any information on this beer. I was on Wikipedia. I was on their website, which is all in Polish. I'll show you a little bit from it. It's got a pretty cool video. But other than that, I don't really know how popular it is. It looks, if we're getting it here, I would imagine it's probably the equivalent of their Budweiser is my guess.
Yeah, I don't know any much more than you do about it. I've always seen it. I go to an international market, and they have a big section of Russian and Polish stuff. You Skip Bayless is in the house. Yes. All right. I love it. But Mike, I'm going to be sending you some. Nate, let's go ahead and crack these suckers open. Give it a whip, give it a pour, and get rolling.
By the way, this is a lager. It's at 6%. So I expect this to be cereal, grassy, grainy, malty.
Yeah, that's exactly what I smell right out of the tube.
Yeah. This actually, you know what?
Yeah. Well,
there's something it smells similar to that I know.
I was talking a lot with Mike before the show, and he was mentioning how it's nice, Birra Morty, nice, Moretti, hey, you don't like it, a Moretti. And it's a very sweet barley taste. But let's go ahead and pour it, Nate. I'm going to guess it's going to be a bit of an amberish color.
Super clear, I think.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Yeah, this looks like a Bud Heavy.
Yeah, it looks good.
Wow, they got decent amount of head, like marshmallow head on this. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice looking beer.
It is a nice looking beer. I mean, it looks like.
Look at that beer.
I feel like I just walked around Warsaw, and you know what? I checked into a local bar, and I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and have a beer. It does have a bit of a marshmallow head. And hey, Nate, cheers, my friend.
Cheers. By the way, Eagles are down 14-0. I actually kind of like that.
It's actually not bad.
It's pretty good. Really good. So again, if this is going to be competing against a Corona, Qingdao, Heineken, and I think that's what it is. It's a lager, macro lager, 6%. It's got probably like a Red Horse out of the Philippines.
Yeah, and I got to tell you something about my experience with Polish beers, and it was the same place I bought this one. For some reason, they got a.
He still can't fill a glass.
I love it. There's something going on in Poland that I really like. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my first sip when I taste it. Nate hit the nail on the head. It's very cereal tasting. It's got like Mike said, sweet barley taste. It's your regular lager taste, but a little bit more boozy. It's a little stronger flavor. It's got a delicious taste to it. I like a good strong lager like this. And I think when Europeans often refer to American beers as being piss water, is what they're comparing is their lager beers to our Pilsner beers. And if you're going to do that, absolutely, because this lager beer obviously is darker and definitely richer in flavor. First sip, phenomenal. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I actually like it a lot too. Like there's something going on where it's just a little bit. It's clearly not a craft beer. This is not a locally sourced beer, but it feels like it's more. There's more depth to it than the typical swill that we drink here in the States.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you what, Nate. This is what I want to tell you about. Probably maybe Jens, Barrow, Greg Z, and Tenacious Freak and Aquanauts are the only people that remember this. But right next to the Zubr is one of my favorite beers that I've ever tasted. Another Polish beer. It is phenomenal. Okay, it's got one of the best designs on it. The guy I think looks a lot like me, minus 20 pounds. It is called Tantra or Tatra of the Tatra Mountains. And it was another amazing lager Polish beer. Beautiful taste. This thing tastes very similar to it. And right away, rocking it, loving it. And Mike, don't worry. I'm going to send you some. Looks like my kind of beer. It says Freak. Polish. There you go. Nate,
Polish beers tend to carry a barley theme. It's the taste of Poland. There's two major breweries I will post up later. You guys should try as well. They're kind of their national beers. Yeah, I would love that. If we can get our hands on any of this Polish stuff. You know what, Danny? It kind of reminds me of a German beer, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
You know, there's an element to it. You know, typically if you get those macro popular brands in Germany, it's still a quality beer.
Well, I tell you, man, I really think that the reason being is when you look at Europeans, they're talking about a stronger regular lager beer as their beer.
Yep.
Whereas Americans are talking about a Pilsner. And typically it's a light Pilsner. So it's going to be a lot lighter. But really enjoying this beer right away. I think it holds true. I know the beers that Mike's talking about. It's like ZYWTEC, Zurich, something like that. And I've drank it before, but Poland definitely has some great beer. And, hopefully looking to go to Poland one day when I do my Latvia trips. But another great thing that I like to do, Nate, is, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for What Would You Rather? Yeah!
Woo!
What would you rather? Would you rather some of this or one of these? Would you rather that or those? Oh, yeah, it's time for What Would You Rather, guys. I am so excited. I got a fun one. This one's going to be really kind of quick, easy, and fun to do. But I'm glad Jens is here because this is gonna, be in his backyard, and hopefully he can give us a little bit of insight. Go ahead and leave me your comments on the show right now or after the show. If you could go ahead and leave me your comments, I'd love to hear from you. Either or. Thank you so much. Going with number one, guys, and please forgive me for the pronunciation. This one, would you rather go? I'm going to give you a ticket. Here you go. Here's a ticket. This is actually the California Creamen thing, but pretend that's a ticket. All right. And
Got it.
Yeah, you can either go to this place, Svalbard, Norway. Check this place out, dude.
Svalbard.
What is it?
Svalbard.
Yeah, look at that. So right now, from October to February, you can go ahead and you can see those lights, the northern lights.
Aurora Borealis.
The Aurora Borealis and the Aurora Borealis or something. I forget. My astronomy is a little bit.
Pronounce that again?
I can't do it again. All right, hat's going back on. All right, so take a look at this place. Now,
beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Like mountains, lakes. Maybe Jens can go ahead and drop us some insight in the chat room or whatever. Is this a cool place? Do you see the lights all the time? Mikey's Kitchen is yes. Okay. Yes. Very cool. So I've had the Zayawek. I've never had the tzatziki.
Is that the one? Is that like the national brand there, Danny?
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Okay. You got that choice. You can go to Norway. You can see the lights. Been there. It has snow beers. Ooh, tell me more. See, Northern was insane. Oh man, tell me more about snow beers and that. But really, look at that, Nate. That's just, man.
I mean, just like I've seen so many pictures of this. I need to go see it in person to see what that's really like. You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you the pictures just don't do it justice.
Yeah, pictures is like, oh, okay, that looks cool, but like when you're there,
yeah,
and you have the elements.
Yep.
Cold, you're breathing like the cold air.
You know that they now have they're like igloos that are transparent, and you sleep out in the elements underneath those lights.
Unbelievable.
I mean, we're gonna find pictures and bring it up.
I would love that. Or would you rather go to a really tropical, hot place? Me and Nate missed this, ladies and gentlemen, in Ha Long Bay, Vietnam.
Boom.
Wow, look at that, dude. Okay, so little backstory. Me and Nate almost ended up there. We didn't get a chance to get there, but it's also very beautiful. If you've ever seen Avatar, and they shot in this place called Zhangjiajie, China, where we've done that. Pitch black during the winter, but you need to bring a gun if you go hiking. Yeah, for wolves. But Ha Long Bay, you can go in and out of these like little rock formations, and these are the last bit of the rock formations that were in that area of Hunan, China. Look at that boat. You can go in there. The water is probably beautiful. Glass igloos in Finland, Nate. Just really cool. Vietnam. Marissa says she'd like to go to Vietnam. This is a tough one because I've been to Vietnam and I want to go back this year really bad. I love Asia and I miss traveling so much. Oh man, so much. But I really, really love Scandinavia. I could see myself living there. I could see myself living somewhere in Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland. So I'm going to go with the Northern Lights. I'm going all the way up north. for me, that's where I'm going. What about you, Nate?
Yeah, I already forget the name of that place. I got to go back. Svalbard. So yeah, I'm definitely going Svalbard. I need to see that in person. I've been to Vietnam several times now. Love Vietnam. If anybody hasn't been there and you have an opportunity to go, you absolutely should. Great coffee culture, beautiful country, and most importantly, beautiful people. But for me, I got to go see that. I want to be out in isolation. I want to be in Finland in some sort of a transparent igloo, sleeping underneath that. That's kind of a bucket list thing for me.
Awesome. Well, I hope you get there. Maybe we could do it together. Maybe we can meet Jens. My favorite consumer almost every week. That's awesome. All right, moving on to number two. Number two is a tough one. I've always said that this is probably how I'm going to get my break. A little bit older. We're going to find, some type of mafia movie, and that's going to bring us to the next one. Which movie would you rather? Would you prefer to watch Goodfellas? All right, classic. You got Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. I mean, it doesn't get any better than Goodfellas, right? But just when you think about that, because maybe you're a little bit younger.
Am I here to amuse you?
I'm a fucking clown, huh? All right, one of the classic movies. Just when you think it didn't get any better, you go back and you find other gangster movies, and you run into the Mecca, the Godfather. You could,
everybody does this when they see the Godfather. Everybody does it.
You couldn't be on my daughter's wedding, and you're that Duncan Bretzi. All right, it's a tough call. Yeah, all right, it's a tough call, but I might get a lot of hate from this because Godfather is considered top 3 movie of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, but for me, I gotta go Goodfellas, baby.
Billy Bats, dude. That's you, Billy Bats.
I ain't Billy Bats, motherfucker.
Well, you're either Billy Bats or Maurice Wiggs, one of the two.
No, dude, you're Maury. I love Goodfellas. I think it's one of the most when I'm outside of Hempstyle, but I only thought it was nice. Yeah, for me, Goodfellas.
You reading these things fast is just great, dude. But dude, I don't know if you remember, but back when we were at Wesleyan, I probably watched Goodfellas with Bones and Turtle, etc., probably 150 times.
I do remember. They used to call you Maury. They used to
call you Billy Bats.
No, they did not call me Billy Bats. Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool, Mike. Mike, I think you'd like it being, in the military. I think you'd like all the military stuff. It's a bit eerie, especially in Cu Chi, but Vietnam is a must. You may be
I did not go into the Cu Chi tunnel.
Yes, I did, and it scared the shit out of me.
There was no way the tunnel is like, for me to get through there, like you're down on your knees going like this and you're bumping into the walls. It's a half a mile long.
It was bad.
You're like, don't worry about it. You just crawl on to the other side. What?
It was bad. I went through it.
No way. I went down into the tunnel. Max and Danny were behind me. I turn around. I go, I'm getting out. Get me out of this thing. There's no way. Danny was so mad at me. He's like, dude, just go. Come on, bro. It's fine. No, it's not fine. I'm not crawling through that quarter-mile tunnel.
It wasn't fine. I almost shit my pants. But Goodfellas, forget about it. All right, moving on. By
the way, I'm picking Goodfellas. Thanks.
Nice. I love it, dude. We got to watch it together one time. It is one of my favorite movies. Going on to question number 3. This one is for all you beer drinkers. That's why you're here. Which would you rather? An IPA? Or would you rather a stout? Okay, we all know what they are. We show up every week and we loathe over these guys. There it is. Do you want the amber color with the vortex and the tiny minty taste, or do you want the nice stout? It could be a coffee. It could be peanut butter. That's a tough one because I've liked stouts as of late very much, but I'm going with IPA.
You know what? It kind of depends on your situation, right? If I'm at home, I had a heavy dinner and it's a Friday night and I'm like, you know what? I want something to relax me. I'll do a 13% AleSmith Speedway Stout, 1 can. I'm done. But if I want to kind of have a couple of drinks, I'm out with the boys. IPAs are probably the mix, but we got to choose one. I think I got to go with stout. I think a stout's it's just more the decadence of a stout is just tough to match.
I'll tell you what, we don't go out as much as we used to, Nate, but I would love
there was
to
a
see
time. Imagine if you and I were drinking stouts when we were going out like that.
Man.
Two old fogies. Two old farts. Chunks of coal.
No, that's IPA.
Yeah,
IPA anyway. When I'm out with the girls. Yeah. Wow, Marissa is ready to roll, dude. All right, moving on to question number 4. That's question number 4. All right, you're in the backyard. You're having fun. You're at a cottage in Canada near Shirkston Beach. Hey, Xi Jinping. Yes, we got friggin' the Emperor of China here.
Emperor. The Emperor. I love it.
你好，你吃饭了没有？你们好。要不要喝一点东西吗？可以啊。Right. Move on. My wife will go to Godfather every time. Like, yeah, okay.
There it is. Hey, guys, please leave long messages in the comments. Please.
I never told you guys this before, but I did practice for a long time at speed reading. So
did you?
Yeah. I did. I just don't have it like I used to, but I still compute I did. It was called time reading, and I took a class on it.
Really? Yeah, but is it about being speaking as you're reading, or just being able to
it's about
the information while reading?
It's about reading as fast as you can and grabbing the key words and computing them into the So, all right, moving on to question number 4. You're in a backyard.
IPA too strong for the people.
Oh, the people of China do not like the IPA. They want this.
The people. I love it.
Xi Jinping, will you please show up every week, man? I just love having you here.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. All right. Would you rather be playing badminton? Okay. Show them that badminton clip, Nate. That looks like a fun time. Look at that backyard.
Well, first of all, those 4 kids, I'm pretty sure I can beat them.
Dude, first of all, that's a very waspy picture, okay? And I think I think you got them beat, okay? But go back to the picture. I like this picture because they look like
the house, dude. I love it.
It's got a greenhouse going on, okay? But this guy went all out, right? He chalked the lines, all right? He's playing judge. Either grandpa or dad is playing judge, and I love it, okay? Or would you like to play one of my favorite games of all time, and I love badminton, not Chinese badminton, where it's like fast moving, like you're going to get crushed out there. Like China, you go to badminton in China, and it's like insane. Like the average person will dunk on your face. Like you'll end up with a birdie in your eye. You know what I mean? Or would you rather play a little horseshoes?
Game of horseshoes.
Game of horseshoes. Look at this guy, dude. That guy is awesome. Okay. He's having a good time.
Talk about waspy.
Yeah, that is a waspy looking dude.
Look at the pink shorts.
Pink. I'll go with the Easter colors in June. You know what I mean? He went with the blue button down and the pink shorts. And, something about how close he has the horseshoes has got a little skeptical in the picture, but horseshoes are a lot of fun. If I was going to choose, I'm going to have to go with horseshoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like horseshoes is kind of more, I don't know. It's a kind of a drinking game in a way, right? Well, I feel like badminton isn't,
Okay.
But I would probably go with, I got to go with horseshoes. Like I grew up playing horseshoes. That was a big deal in the backyards of all the barbecues I went to when I was a kid. So if I'm going to choose one of the two, I don't really care for badminton. Give me horseshoes.
Nice. Mike says he's sipping a stout right now at Guinness. Badminton for Jens. Horseshoe game for Marissa. I'll join with you, Marissa. All right. Going on to question number 5. Which would you rather? We're not going disgusting. We're going a little bit intellectual. Badminton is a sport. It is a hard sport for those who actually play it. Which would you rather? Would you rather be able to communicate with animals or read people's minds? Nate, what do you think?
Would I rather what?
Okay, you can communicate with animals. Like
Yep.
you can go up to a squirrel and be like, "Hey, squirrel,
Yep.
can
Hi,
you
squirrel.
can you go get me a couple of those nuts and bring them down? I'm having a little Christmas party and the people like acorns." Or you can talk to a gorilla or a lion, or you can talk to any animal. You can communicate with them. Or you can be able to read other people's thoughts. So you're in the store and the guy in front of you is thinking and you're reading his mind. He's going, "Man, this guy behind me stinks.
This is a good one, man.
He stinks like butter." You know what I mean? Like, communicate with animals, says Aquanuts. I mean, it's a tough call, but if I had to do people's minds, says Marissa, if I had to do one, I would probably go with communicate with animals.
Yeah, so first of all, I don't want to know what other people are thinking.
Exactly.
I don't particularly care for people, so I don't want to know what they're thinking. I think their thoughts are mostly dog shit anyway. I'd rather talk with animals because I want to know what they're thinking. I think they're probably more interesting than we are.
Exactly, dude. Nate, why don't you go ahead and pull up that Zubr and see what those animals are talking about? I'm going to dip out. I got to run to the bathroom.
You want to see the the video?
Bring that up, man. That's awesome. Martin says read minds. Very cool.
Żubr ratuje sytuację. Teraz każdy żubr ratuje inne gatunki. Sprawdź na etykiecie, komu pomaga twój żubr.
So I don't know what they were saying there. I have a feeling the bison was like not a big fan of that stick. But other than that, I like that they have all these different woodsy animals on their beers. You have a moose, which is love a good moose. You got a wolf, a bobcat. Not often you see a lot of bobcats. I can't tell what the fourth one is there. It looks like a woodpecker. If anybody else can tell me, I'm not sure. And then of course you have the Kodiak bear or the bear that's back there and the bison. So they got kind of like these woodsy, I don't know what that climate's called, temperate climate. Is that right? But they're kind of highlighting all those animals. I think that's pretty badass. What about you, Dave?
I love it. Imagine if you could talk to that bison. Hey, what do you think?
Hey, what do you think? Exactly. You want to talk to the bison? You want to know what the dipshit at Walmart's thinking?
I'll take to the bison. That's what we're drinking, guys. It is a big communicate with my fine dog, the Zubr. Yes. I used to drink beer when I was 18. Visit college 6 months. Okay, guys. I hope you guys talk with everybody. 6-pack ice cold in the afternoon of horseshoes. You're laughing, Nate. But here's we go. Here we go. We are drinking the Zubr. This is
great beer, by the way. Great beer.
Great beer. Great beer. Let's go ahead and whack this down. We'll give it a score, and we'll go ahead and talk about what are you reading, what are you watching, and get out of here. Here we go.
I thought we were done with that segment.
He keeps saying it. Guys,
you keep telling me we are.
We're not done with it. We're not done with it. We're doing one, okay? You get picked. What are you reading? What are you watching? And what are you listening to?
Right.
It's not going away. The segment we are at now is judging the Zubr. Like I said, it's a fine lager. It's the type of lager that has like a bit of body to it. It's got some. It does have a mealy taste to it, right? Almost like you're drinking meat, but not meat. It feels like something. One of the things about tea that I really like is when you drink Korean tea, you taste like food, right? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'm watching the Eagles. But that's what this beer brings. It's got a lot of flavor to it. The barley is delicious. Definitely recommend it. I'm going to go ahead and give the Polish beer a 4.0.
4.0 on the flavor, huh?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, so you know what? So do I. And a 4.0 is a strong score for any kind of macro lager. So you got to give them props for that. And I agree. I'm going to go 4.0 as well. I really like the flavor of this beer. As a matter of fact, if I can get my hands on it more easily, I probably would drink it more.
Well, I'll bring you some. Don't worry. All right. Price, I paid $2.49 for this bottle and for the can that I sent Nate. So not a bad price. I feel like it's a good beer. I think it's where a price should be for something like that. It's a little bit bigger than a 12-ounce beer. I'm going to give it a score of 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3.5 as well. I have a 16-ounce can, I think, 16.9-ounce can. So for me, if the price is consistent, 6% lager, 3.5.
Got it. Design. Come on, bro. All right, that's a clown joke. It's got a bison on the front of it. Okay, one of the most beautiful animals of North America, also throughout Europe. I mean, it's just a beautiful animal, right? It's been extinct through, unfortunate circumstances. I love it. It is also the symbol of the Bills. Hey, I'm not even wasting any time. 5.0, dude. I love it. Love
5.0. I'm going to go a 4.0. I definitely like it. So when we showed the video, depending on the beer, they have different animals that go on the beer. You've got a moose, a wolf, a bobcat, a finch, or a woodpecker. I don't even know what that is. A bear and a bison. I love all of that. I like those woodsy kind of animals. 4.0 for me.
Yeah, let's go. A finch is a bird. So it's a little small.
It's a bird, a finch or a woodpecker.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said you didn't know. All right, accessibility. I don't know. Mike can't really find it, and he can find Polish beers. So here in the States, it's a hard beer to find.
Yeah.
I was able to find it here in LA. I don't know, probably because I go to like what's considered a world market. It's an Eastern European, like Armenian market. And so Armenians tend to have like Georgian beers, Armenian beers, and Polish beers. I was able to find this pretty easy, but throughout the world, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say that you can find it a little bit in Eastern Europe, but that's about it. I'm giving it a score of a 3.0 on accessibility.
I'm going 2.5. I've never seen it before. You got it for me. I've never seen it since. So I don't know. As far as a Polish Eastern European macro goes, I don't know how far they extend in distribution, but I've never seen it. So for me, I'm just going to have to ding it a little bit, 2.5.
Nice. Okay. TMD X Factor, great beer. Every beer I've had from Poland has been on point. The fact that they got a bison, it reminds me of the Buffalo Bills. The fact that a friend of mine, his family, heritage is from this hometown, I think that plays into the factor of the TMD. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 4.0 just because it's a beer from around the world that I think is really good and I was able to find, and I have a lot of connection to it. 4.0 for the Zubr.
I'm going to go 3.5. I like that it's from Poland. I like that it's an international beer. We don't have to always do craft beers on this channel. That's not what this is about. It's about all beer. We're highlighting a pretty nice beer from a country that we don't talk about a lot. So for me, 3.5.
Bing bong. Wow. Holy cow. 19.5 for the Zubr.
That's a great score. I think it's deserved too.
Yeah, absolutely. Both beers today have scored 19.5.
No, 17.5 for me.
All right. He's a little tougher on the scores, but that's okay. That is his opinion, and that is granted, and he has allowed that, and he does not care what you think. The green is beautiful. Good call, Danny. The green, I'm not sure what I mean by that, but hey, guys, listen, I do want to ask
the bottle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I do want to ask you, now that we've been going for an hour and like 20 minutes, what do you guys think after watching the set? Is your eye adjusted? Do I look too far away? Is it better? Do I need to bring it in a little bit more? This is something that I wanted to bring up at the beginning of the show and at the end, just to get your perspective. We got the Jolly Twosome is in the house. So please let me know what you think after watching the show. Have you adjusted? Where could I get better? I'd love to hear from you. Now it's time for what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? It's a 3-part thing. We're going to go ahead and pick one. So go ahead and tell me just one of the things that you are doing, whether you're reading, watching, or listening. And this is what I suggest. Okay, I am listening to WGR 55 Sports Radio in Buffalo, New York. Hey, Buffalo Bills playoff time. That's what I like listening to. I really like listening to Chris Brown and Steve Tasker. Although I believe Chris Brown is a little bit of a twit this year, I do love Steve Tasker. I think they have the best insight because Tasker was a player also with the Bills. That's what I'm listening to. Nate, what are you reading, watching, or listening to?
Sorry, I went to go take a pee.
In your plant? Dude, I'll tell you what. If you get so shit-faced and you piss in that plant one show, I love it. I don't drink any more super rare.
What am I watching, drinking, or listening to today? I want to be watching the Eagles, so they're down 17-0. That's what I'm watching. Well, I will be watching.
Okay. Just saw a documentary about the Green Bay Packers. They're crazy. Oh, you are in Buffalo. How you are?
I'm probably a couple of decibels below that.
What?
Below Green Bay.
No, different.
Different, but still a couple of decibels.
They're a little more like G-rated.
They're more refined, as we would call it here in the States.
We're a little more R-rated. Buffalo fans are a little.
They throw chicks through tables.
We're the kind of people where you're not going Green Bay. You may get one or two uncles to show up drunk at Christmas. Buffalo, you're going to get 3 or 4. All right, moving on, guys. That's going to pretty much close out the segment of the show. I want to go ahead and give you the quote of the show. This quote comes to me from my friend, my boss, and it was just really something that I needed to hear at the time. And then when he told me that, I was like, man, that's friggin' awesome, dude. And this is really awesome. When if you break it down and think about it, I want you guys to understand this. Like, work can be tough. It's frustrating, especially during COVID. I work in California. The economy's fucking nuts here. It can be hard, right? And also, too, I'm new to this type of corporate construction world. I've never been in this type of world more than a year. So I got to talking to my boss, and he said to me, and his name is Rocco Cordola, and I love him to death, man. And I'm not here to kiss his ass, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about his quote of the week, and this is the quote of the show. And he said, Danny, listen, we had a big heart-to-heart sit-down. He said, Danny, live your dash, man. Live your dash. And I've always been about living my dash, but I just never heard it that way. I've always been about living my life, whatever I wanted to do it. And when he said this to me, I love this because he said, you know what the dash is? And I said, well, I think I do. And he said, well, here's what it is. He's like, you're born this day and you die this day. And in between on your tombstone, there's this dash because he worked in marble. He worked on gravestones and stuff like that. And he said, live your dash. And it's about what you do between this day and this day, which is your dash. That's so important. And when I heard it, I just said, you know what? That's exactly what I'm about. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for bringing that to light. It's just so powerful to hear sometimes from another person, from another perspective. And, I encourage you guys out there to live your dash. Whatever it is that you are doing or wherever you are in the world, live your life, live that dash, make it meaningful, be kind to people, do the things that you want to do, always pursue, always keep learning, just continue to develop as a person. There is no right or wrong. You're never too old to be anything. It all falls underneath that. And it's just so simply said, like, just live your dash. I love that. Thank you, Rocco Cordola. Nate, what do you think?
That's great, man. First of all, Rocco is an awesome guy. Gets you kind of look at life a little bit differently. And I haven't heard that one before either. That makes sense.
Cool, right?
Yeah,
it's really
very cool.
It's cool because I've always lived this way, but I never heard it that way, All right, let's see. The guy's clamoring. He's got to get out. Guys, having a big round of applause for Nate for sacrificing a half of the.
You guys don't have to clap. I'll clap for myself.
I appreciate it, Nate. Really, man. Thank you. It means a lot that you said, you know what, this is more important, and you're here. You showed up. I'll let you know what time next week will be. Hopefully, it'll be at the same time. Guys, Listen, there's about 30 to 40 of you guys that keep, oh, Xi Jinping, that keep showing up to the show. You guys are the heartbeat and the pulse of this show. We cannot thank you enough. We're going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to develop. And as you can see, we're growing, man. We're going to continue to do this thing. So thank you so much. Nate, do you have anything else to say?
No. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. Go come back. Never know. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Nate, for joining us. And thank you, everybody. Have a great week wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you do it well. I'm Travel Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
See you guys next week, 1 week from now.
Next week, we'll do this.